When we talk about computers and smartphones, one thing connects them all: the operating system. An operating system, or OS, is the backbone of any device. It manages hardware, runs applications, and allows users to interact with their machines. Today, we're going to break down the most popular operating systems in the world, their strengths, weaknesses, and where they are best used. Windows. Windows is the most widely used operating system in the world, developed by Microsoft. It was first released in 1985 as Windows 1.0, starting as a simple graphical interface on top of MS-DOS. Over the decades, Windows evolved into a powerful, full-featured operating system. Some of the most iconic versions include Windows 95, Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 10, and the latest Windows 11. What makes Windows stand out is its flexibility and compatibility. It can run on almost any PC or laptop brand and supports everything from office work and programming to high-end gaming. The user-friendly interface also makes it a great choice for beginners. However, Windows isn't perfect. Its heavy system requirements can slow down older hardware, and frequent updates can sometimes feel intrusive, occasionally even causing endless update loops. Because Windows is so popular, it's also the main target for viruses and malware. And of course, we can't forget the infamous blue screen of death. macOS. macOS was introduced by Apple in 2001 as the operating system for Mac computers. Unlike Windows, macOS runs only on Apple hardware, such as MacBooks and iMacs. This tight integration between hardware and software makes macOS extremely stable, smooth, and well-optimized. It's especially popular among creative professionals like video editors, graphic designers, and musicians, thanks to powerful built-in apps like Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, and GarageBand. One major advantage of macOS is the Apple ecosystem. If you own an iPhone or iPad, you can seamlessly sync messages, calls, and files across devices. macOS also tends to offer better battery life and fewer forced updates compared to Windows. On the downside, Apple devices are expensive, which can be a deal-breaker for budget-conscious users. Gaming is also limited due to the lack of DirectX support and high-end GPUs, and some professional software is either unavailable or offered in limited versions. Linux. Linux is not a single operating system. It's a family of operating systems, known as distributions or distros. It was created in 1991 by Linus Torvalds as a free and open-source alternative to existing operating systems. Unlike Windows or macOS, Linux is lightweight, highly secure, and extremely customizable. It runs efficiently on older computers, powerful servers, and even supercomputers. Because it's open source, anyone can modify or build their own version. Popular Linux distros include Ubuntu and Fedora for everyday users, and Debian and CentOS for servers and professionals. Linux is widely used in programming, cybersecurity, server management, and even by companies like Google, Facebook, and NASA. That said, Linux has a steep learning curve. It's not beginner-friendly, and many distros rely heavily on command-line tools. Software and game compatibility is also limited compared to Windows and macOS, which is why Linux is mostly used by tech-savvy users. Chrome OS. Chrome OS was developed by Google and released in 2011. It's a lightweight, cloud-based operating system designed primarily for internet use. Chrome OS comes pre-installed on Chromebooks, which are affordable, fast, and commonly used in schools and offices. It boots in seconds, updates automatically in the background, and is highly secure since most data is stored on Google's servers. Another advantage is access to the Google Play Store, allowing users to install Android apps. However, Chrome OS is heavily dependent on the internet. It lacks support for many professional desktop applications like full versions of Adobe Photoshop, and isn't suitable for high-end gaming or heavy multitasking unless cloud services are used. Android. Android is an open-source operating system developed by Google and is the most popular mobile OS in the world. It's used by many brands including Samsung, Xiaomi, OnePlus, and more. Android's biggest strength is customization. Users can change themes, install third-party launchers, and customize nearly every aspect of the system. The Google Play Store offers millions of apps, and Android devices range from budget phones to high-end flagships. On the downside, not all Android devices receive regular updates, which can lead to security risks. Bloatware is another issue, where manufacturers pre-install apps that can't be removed. Some apps may also feel less optimized compared to iOS. iOS is Apple's mobile operating system for iPhones and iPads. Unlike Android, iOS is exclusive to Apple devices, giving Apple full control over hardware and software. This results in excellent performance, stability, and long-term software support. Even older iPhones receive updates for many years. The App Store is highly curated, and developers often prioritize iOS due to its strong security and paying user base. The Apple ecosystem allows seamless integration between iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, and Apple Watches. However, iOS is highly restrictive. Customization is limited, installing apps outside the App Store is difficult, and file transfers depend heavily on Apple's ecosystem. iPhones are also expensive and lack features like expandable storage. Unix and BSD. Unix is one of the oldest operating systems, developed in the late 1960s at Bell Labs. It was designed for multi-user, multitasking environments, mainly for servers and enterprise systems. Unix is rarely used by everyday consumers but powers banking systems, corporate servers, and scientific research. For example, weather forecasting systems rely on Unix-based platforms to process massive data. Unix systems are also very expensive, making them suitable mainly for large organizations. BSD, or Berkeley Software Distribution, is a Unix-based family of operating systems developed at the University of California, Berkeley. BSD systems are known for efficiency, stability, and strong networking capabilities. They are used in PlayStation 4 and 5, Netflix's content delivery network, and firewalls like pfSense and OpenSense. Popular BSD versions include FreeBSD, OpenBSD, and NetBSD. Conclusion: every operating system has its own strengths and weaknesses. Windows dominates general computing, macOS excels in creativity, Linux powers servers, Android rules mobile devices, and iOS delivers polished performance. The best OS ultimately depends on what you need and how you use your devices.